If you are presently an Scatter! Get to work!
Boba, get them!
Wrath from the skies! Incinerate!
Now that we made it to Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to meet with... And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem... But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, but... Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Maybe we... Even if we can't see exactly where the city... Wait a second. Look! Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than want... Hey there! We're not from around here and seem... Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions?
Huh?
What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait! Could she be ignoring us? Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could find... When we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for directions. Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us. Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then... Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something, but, it looks like... Look, she's sitting over there. Wait, what should we do now? Do we try asking her for direct... It looks like she's meditating. Oh! It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home, but at least it smells nice. Maybe living here wouldn't... Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you feel sick? What's happening? Traveler?
can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that she's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... Good question. Where are we? Paimon was in...
This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now, my name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything, really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine. Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these.
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidia Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board, but if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He's chief officer.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. It is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training in meditation and isolate in hopes of asking directions. You two followed a scholar named Hape. That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have... Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences, or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room, and I'll...
Yes, Master Tainari.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Sure. Let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However,
Further observation?
no need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can if you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed. So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to the rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. If so, for now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you stop having... Good. Now, continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru. Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but, hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here. What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment. If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? Oh, Paimon gets it now. That explains why... Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out what... But It seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What a good idea! Kale's pretty friendly. Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Kale!
Yeah! Skyward! Skyward!
All right, next let's see your right hand. But please remember...
Yes, I will. By the way, Master.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along.
But I have a vision too!
Don't talk like that, Kale. Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now.
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the statue.
Tainari, we're ready to head out.
Got it! I'll be right there!
Yes, you can count on.
So, Kale, what Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but,
Well, a forest ranger's responsibility. They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads. As for Master, well, he has to handle more Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps. Paimon, Traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! On this fine day, the view from the heavens must be magnificent. Oh, don't fret. One has no intent to fly off and leave you on your own.
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones. Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean this. Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then.
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard to reach. By the way, Kale,
That depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukudevata?
huh? Greater Lord Rukudevata? Oh, is that the name of the
Greater Lord Rukudevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that, according to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the
Then,
Well, and then...
huh? You're not too sure.
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something. Because you
Wait, Amber? You mean...
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot there. There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action at any moment. If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled by her charm and enthusiasm. Sorry.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what...
Sorry. I was
It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of it. So, how do you know
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have... In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious... I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you.
so that...
Yep. So please know that I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time.
That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rukadeva.
Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. So that's why you're here.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright.
You both have my thanks. Well, you two were up there cleaning.
Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's... Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukadevata? You might be right. Well, anyway, we'll have to fix... Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up... Nice work. That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale. Kale, we're back!
Welcome back. You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break. I brought some...
Yay! Food! What kind of goodies did... Hey! Don't be a party pooper! It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything.
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll... whoops!
No, you...
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Oh. Those pitas are amazing! You're quite... Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing some...
You really know... Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime.
Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe...
Oh!
So, Kale, don't you think that time Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but she's never said anything...
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem, I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants. Sages, but Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears. I know, right? Anyway, Master could have easily left the rainforest to take up a position at the Academia, but in fact, Master's the one who...
Really? Paimon went... Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire way...
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, "Why, oh, why?"
Hey! Don't laugh! Hey! Now even Kale's starting to laugh! Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this!
No! Don't touch me!
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't mean...
No, I just...
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm... I'm fine. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's...
Huh? What was up with Kali just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a sudden?
Ah, Traveler. You've returned.
Yep, we're back!
Oh, Kale?
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to... Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look.
Huh? Tainari, what are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put...
You mean she's sick? How could she be...
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for...
So, Tainari, what's really...
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard so just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale, but she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So
Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale?
right. Ever since she was a child...
Elazar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hard... At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease... In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control...
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her care. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui.
What? The Fatui?
Ah, it appears you already are familiar with them. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar... However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui... Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday.
She doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two...
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. Though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary. All right, Now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest.
Yeah, we'd like to do...
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially...
No problem!
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as the Nilotpala lotus. It's off...
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilotpala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. The Nilotpala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers float...
What trinkets have we here? Yeah! Stop!
The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Cowpelata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, and is completely contrary to its name.
Oh, huh. Okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
Yeah! Scatter! Burn it down!
There should be Nilotpala lotuses. If you could manage to gather... We'll rendezvous here once you've...
Alright, we've gathered enough Nilotpala lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey, Tainari! We found the lotus...
Let me have a look. Good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name!
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off? Let's go find out what's going on.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. Can you tell me the exact
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area. So we...
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a...
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision.
Wait, Tainari!
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, she may not have a vision, but she's a real
Seems the rumors about you were true then. And we typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. Stop. Don't move any further. Look there, in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have Oh, Paimon doesn't...
That is the withering. All right, traveler. We're gonna have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of... Thank you. But I must warn you, don't push even with elemental powers. Once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Rise with us!
Show no mercy!
Nice and spicy!
Yeah.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor. Now! Destroy the tumor of the withering!
We did it! Everything's returning...
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were a...
Tainari? You make it...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest itself. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, this presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Ella's...
Huh? Well, why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar... No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. By the way, have you... Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a bio. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive... Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge. The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said, and as for the Withering, its emergence is related to it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago, but even those I'm afraid we Rangers will be battling the Witherings. All right, that's enough on this topic for the...
Rise with the sun! Rev the engines!
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The Withering Zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh? Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you?
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh? All Paimon sees are...
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you...
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her, needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as... I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon.
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the trap...
Let's find out. Here, traveler. Take a smell. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not... But, wait! How'd you know that she'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described... That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations, because what you saw is of significant importance. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to... Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, when you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with her. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of spirit...
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. Please, wait here for a moment. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some... Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it... No, I should be the one thanking you.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. There you are! Hypatia, are you up?
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait. Why does... Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh. Wow, this place is huge! the vat is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
Light it up! Show no mercy! Suffer the wrath of the... Yeah! Skyward! Stray clouds converge!
Nice and spicy.
Try and stop me! Rise with the sun! Pyroclastic surge!
It's futile. The end is nigh.
Lola, get them! Hey-ya!
Yeah, light it up! Rev the engines!
Surging tide.
Skyward! Scatter!
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We've faced others like him before! What's wrong this...
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your brother. His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his the bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
What do we do? We haven't... Oh, there she is! Quick! Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that make... Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure... Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent...
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari.
I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here,
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So...
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature.
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had to say, you needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because...
So, Hypatia,
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and at that very moment, I suddenly, in my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. But I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. But... Sorry about that.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, alright, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu...
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly...
All done! Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we... Oh, it smells amazing!
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delicious. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the you should know that some researchers spent their entire lives.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Earth?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers. Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their
Makes sense. But Paimon...
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of spirit-born ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional...
Well, that's...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life.
Whoa! You're really serious about this...
I am a researcher, after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities, that's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing...
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous.
Of course I do. especially during nights that are pitch black with no. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for...
Well, it's strange because nearly no.
Oh, is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Ruka. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, it was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. World... if only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin if you two are ever in the area again, please be there's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to taking...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to...
Yeah! Skyward!
Yesterday, a total of 5 Duskabirds.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to bury. I understand that you're a Forest Watcher, and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But as Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for...
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the...
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation.
I see. Well, I figured that gift...
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort.
And what exactly does my
You'll know once you've arrived in...
And, how long will...
There's no...
Do you mean to tell me that, despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, if that's the case, then I'm afraid...
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a but all that can wait.
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and...
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any...
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't...
Well, do you at least know...
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City. Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item.
Oh? What is...
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Needless to say, this
Great! Next up, Sumeru... That's right! Tainari, we have something important...
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed, she knew you two would be leaving soon.
Thanks, Tainari.
Farewell, and good luck.
Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! These could be salvaged for parts. Burn it down! Fulfill our pact!
I've been waiting for you two.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition. And, I'm sorry. But I guess now I understand that the most important.
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition.
Thank you. That means a.
Oh?
It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a cup.
Yay! Thanks, Kale.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both fair.
Hey, not a bad haul.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved great... After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created what... As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any... I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in...
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, here are your Akasha terminals.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to...
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way... May the mighty God bless us! Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing! It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it! Oh, that'll come...
Exactly. That is... And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about lesser... 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have some... Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it? Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You too? Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything. He's from Sumeru, and even... Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me.
Great! You see,
What? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't...
Here, this...
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh. Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for...
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exact... Sorry, the Akasha...
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't... All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mistake.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
But...
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see in this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha and things you can never accomplish. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can... Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations... Hey, come on! This is a...
Paimon's expectations were pretty low, so what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone... Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild...
Yeah.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Catherine, we need your help with...
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is all...
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you...
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha.
Aww, another dead end. Well, if...
Please do not worry. I may know of... In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous They take on various contracts and work all across... An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses.
Corps of 30?
Supposedly, they are named as such because Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of... You're welcome. I wish you to...
All right, off to the Citadel of Razor we go!
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask...
I see. So, Catherine's the one. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the
Wait, seriously?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinity. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our... It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in God in their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord, because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with... Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance. And the Academia never announces anything about her.
Really?
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it.
All right. Well, thanks.
No problem.
right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who can—
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how—
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me.
Okay,
And then the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an Archon seeker. Do you now understand? Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every—
Yeah, thanks for the story!
in a way, it seems like—
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali—
Of course. It's— I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something—
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead. Let's see—
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a
did she have bandage?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which—
Yeah, she went—
Quick, after her!
Dunyarzad, we thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me.
You can relax now. We threw those people—
Really? Thank you so much. Uh-oh, looks like there are some—
Huh? More of them?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port—
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They have—
I see. In that case, you two should scram.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been—
And if I refuse to go with—
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on—
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she'd—
Stay out of this. You don't understand. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? so you never listen to my parents ever again. Double?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my... That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from... And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who...
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, and I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same. This is my life and my last chance.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I was...
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover... So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of...
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an...
I'm fine, really.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern.
I'm sorry for worrying you too. You don't...
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about...
If it isn't Dia. Haven't seen. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani.
Nah, you get used to it. How about a med?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself?
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I... but please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy.
How about our charcoal-baked Agelena cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too. Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want to follow her?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how.
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for... My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious... Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to. Who are you? How do I explain this? You really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder. That you hate taking medicine every... Wow, you really do. Dunyarzad, is there... What? Not really. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children... Can you make... Oh. Then... Can you be my...
After that, the voice said, Okay, although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. Nor would I have learned how that voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare this.
What's the Sub-Zero?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the lesser. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, but because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zero's festival, forget any funding. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death. It is. It's absolutely sure the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly...
Just remember that we're still out in public.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day, but I hadn't met any of them before. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu? The one who...
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you...
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry...
No, that would be too much. Even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people in... sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side.
Oh,
meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who.
So you're followers from another land? That's wonderful. You two absolutely. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do.
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already.
Wow! This place is
Not bad. Huh. Last time I was here, the stairs
were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. We reported it to the Academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it.
Oh, probably because it was the theater.
The Academia looks down on performers like us. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved thank the Dendro Archon for Dunyarzad, but the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree. And we also, the stage is going to be even prettier when it's.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's almost.
It's.
Nilu!
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zeros. The most.
Dunyarzad, have you told him?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lords.
Okay. Then, according to legend, the Sub-Zeros festival was originally the goddess of a long, long time ago. On one of Greater Lord Ruka, some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful Padisaras, those brilliant purple flowers, became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored. Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think, although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on, though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure.
Nilu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon.
They symbolize the goddess of flowers, after all. It's just.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers.
Thinking about the goddess of flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be. So, Traveler and Paimon?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Of course Paimon wants to watch!
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zeros festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord.
In that case, we'll take a...
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your Did you know that the Sub-Zeros festival is about to happen? There'll be a lot.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer. I mean...
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City and when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaars...
Dancing at the Sub-Zeros as a child. I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was my grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. The Sub-Zeru's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor...
Yeah! Skyward!
Nilu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from...
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the...
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. I've noticed that you can't keep...
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that.
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine! Huh. Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon!
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild, but saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like what? But take you two, for example. You travel...
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking...
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If... Oh...
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremite.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already...
There's some...
Hey, Traveler. Paimon.
Oh, hey, Dia!
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusan.
Are you serious?
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu...
Sounds like a plan! Let's head over to the Citadel of Rexar and wait for Dia!
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the Master and Mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she... Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't...
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia.
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard. And...
Look, Dia!
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know... Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here?
I take it you all...
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought...
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered some... Since you've already met...
Appreciate it.
theft?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case...
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask, let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha and all that. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want...
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students...
If you're also interested.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do. And take it from me. If you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for King Deshret." Word is that more and more are joining their movement.
You bet they are.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandon their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a Well, traveler, that's...
Thanks, Dia! And since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City...
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zerus Festival. So, be sure to get yourself... Good. Then we'll see you...